Hello, and welcome to my channel. I'm the Trick Bookkeeper, and this is the final Randumb Studios game, The Twins, that I will be playing. From what I understand, it's a sequel to The Summoning, and those creepy girls remind me of the testing where you chose the red doll or the blue doll, and there was just other variations of them just sitting in beds or in the corner. Um, Other than that, let's just jump into it. Now, alright, so yes, this seems to be... Oh, yep, and there's the little teddy bear sitting right there. Um, if this game is anything like The Summoning, do not do the rituals. I suggest don't do the rituals. Um, I kind of just like the creep factor, but I actually wouldn't do these. You've taken it upon yourself to indulge your curiosity by plunging headfirst into this game, otherwise known as The Twins. Except this isn't a game. I need you to listen and read very carefully, as I'll only get this one opportunity to explain things for what they are, and you'll only get this one chance to comprehend it before continuing onward into something you may not be entirely prepared for. Before continuing on, you'll need a few things. These items are absolutely imperative to your tasks presented during this session. If you do not have these things, you're wasting your time entirely. It is highly recommended that you play this game with headphones to get the full experience. If you do not have headphones, you may opt to continue anyway, but you absolutely positively should have to have your volume at a suitable level, whether you like it or not. You'll need a mirror or access to a mirror such as in the bathroom, a piece of paper, a writing utensil such as a pen, pencil, marker, or anything else suitable for writing, access to a dark room with absolutely no lights, and most importantly, you need yourself. Now let's be real here, you also need an open mind. You may be one of those skeptics that like to mock things like this, or perhaps you're just insecure with your deeply ingrained personal fears, so you're putting on a macho act. However, money was spent on this experience, and if you fuck this up, you won't get your money's worth, so it's your choice. With that being said, this isn't something to be taken lightly for more reasons than it simply not working. Not working in this case isn't just nothing happening. It could also mean very bad things happening. Just listen. Have you ever thought there may be a ghost in your house? Maybe some other kind of entity, something perhaps more sinister? Maybe you have, maybe you haven't, but after this session, you will whether you want it or not. What you're about to do is not for the weak of mind or faint of heart. You may think this is complete and utter bullshit. You may even think this is real. You've got no spirits or entities living around your residence anyways. Therefore, you've got nothing to come in contact with, even if this is in fact real. Get off my screen. Well, let me tell you something. This is very much in fact real. And you do have entities lurking around you, whether you've noticed them or not. You see, entities can come along at any point in time for many different reasons that you'd ever think about. For example, do you own something you've not made yourself? A pair of clothes, shoes, a hat, a second-hand item of some sort passed down by a relative. Perhaps acquired as a used or pre-owned object from a thrift store? Or maybe you didn't live alone. Or maybe you don't live alone. Maybe someone in your house owns something that fits this description. An ornamental plate, a cup, an article of clothing, a used book, a box, anything that was owned by something that could now today be deceased. Either way, if none of this fits your lifestyle, guess what? Spirits can travel a lot further than you think. Do you have neighbors? Well, if they're haunted, so are you. The spirits just haven't been invited in properly to make the souls acquainted. Yet. Yet. Now that information may be all well and good, however, this session isn't about ordinary spirits. This session is about two very specific spirits. Two spirits who you're going to call upon and invite into your home, because what could possibly go wrong? Well, we'll find out, won't we? With that being said, what you're about to embark upon is by far the realest experience you will ever get to have in your life if done properly. Now, there are rules, of course. For example, you've got to be alone. If you're not alone, the person with you must participate. If they refuse to participate, they must leave. If you do not follow this instruction, this will not work. If you start this process and you do not see it through to the end, this will not work. If you do not follow every instruction clearly and concisely, or do not heed every warning, this will not work. Or worse. It is of paramount importance that you follow every instruction exactly as written. This is not to be taken lightly. This is not to be mocked. You only get one shot at this experience. Do not mess it up or you will not be able to attempt it a second time. Before we continue, I'd like to explain that by venturing forth into this experience, you acknowledge that all supernatural damages or otherwise ill effects of any kind is entirely your own liability. By continuing on, you acknowledge and waive all liability on my part. I will not be held responsible for anything that does or doesn't happen to you, your belongings, or those around you during your session, or at any point onward since the session has come to a close. Once you start, you may not stop until your session is complete, which could take anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour, or more depending on how slowly you go, but you must complete your session no matter what happens. By acknowledging this disclosure, you agree with all terms written thus far. By backing out now, your session will end immediately before it has even begun. Do you accept these terms? I take full responsibility and accept. You have accepted the terms and conditions, as well as full self-liability for anything that may occur from this point forward. I can't read it in. Now, just a reminder, you're going to need a few items. Parroting. If you are alone, great. If you're with someone, parroting. I'll write various instructions for you to follow. You will go around this room from place to place, interacting with all objects in the room until everything has been found. This part is crucial. If this does not work, it's because you did it wrong, whether it was an unintentional misstep or your subconscious's attempt to mess things up for you out of fear of what may come as a result of following the instructions properly. It is 100% your own fault if this doesn't work. The first thing you need to do is have all the lights, and I mean all the lights, completely turned off. You should have nothing that provides any level of light other than the device you're using to read these instructions right now. The second thing you need is to be alone or with willing participants. The door must be closed entirely, and you must be interrupted during the session. You will have to use the items mentioned formally near you for when they're called upon for use. A quick warning before we begin. Do not, and I repeat, do not light any candles. You may think you're making the atmosphere more spooky. You may have read or seen on television that lighting candles can aid in summoning spirits. Just don't. Not only do you not need candles, but all you're doing is giving them another weapon to potentially use against you. Especially with this experience. Do not play with fire, you will regret it. Again, you've only got one chance to embark on this experience. What you get out of it is entirely what you make of it. If you have a closed mind, but if you're acting tough in front of your friends, mocking the instructions, or belittling the powers that be, I feel very, very sorry for you. With that being said, this is it. Are you ready to continue? Yes. Very well. Now that whole entire intro was a copy-paste from the summoning. You've been warned. But it's always nice just to read it again, just in case you haven't seen the summoning, or you just forgot what it says. Oh, are we playing Destiny? Now, in order to begin, this is the most important part of this entire experience. You will perform a very specific ritual. This has to be done exactly as follows. You cannot skip any steps. You cannot pick and choose which parts to perform. This is imperative to this working. The first things first, make sure you have all the required items on hand. This includes a piece of paper, a writing utensil, and a mirror. Parroting. If you have these items ready, you may continue. If you do not, go get them and turn off all the lights. You should have no light available to you at this time. Complete darkness aside from this device. Now that you're properly prepared, you're going to draw this symbol on your piece of paper directly in the middle. Do not continue onward until you've drawn the symbol that will appear on your screen. Once the symbol has been drawn, please continue on to step 2. Now that the symbol's been drawn on your paper, you will write your name first, last, and middle. Do not use initials. Make sure you write your full name in its entirety. Do not use nicknames. Finally, you're going to take that piece of paper with the symbol and name written upon it and read your name aloud while staring into the mirror. You will read your name aloud once, twice, thrice. 3 times aloud, your name will be read. The room that the mirror is in should be darkened. You should not have lights guiding you here. Once you've completed this step, return to your device with the piece of paper and get ready for any following instructions. To obtain the following steps for this ritual, search around the room and interact with any and all objects that may present themselves to you when they're ready. The items may seem to appear randomly, but I assure you the items will always appear to each individual in the order they're meant to for the ritual to work. Good luck. Fire burns from tree to tree, deathly screams of agony, families of ash upon the pyre, which is fueled with vile desire. A curse planted near, curse afar, pickled lamb's head inside a jar, tongue of an ox, eye of frog, a hag rises silently from the fog, a man enchanted, a wash of brain, loins filled with seed to sustain, a life is brought forth to bring death, a quiet murmur begs for one more breath. Children sewn together, neatly stitched, a night unholy, black as pitch. In father's workshop they were made, but father's workshop they did not stay. You can see their faces in the flame. Okay. Yeah, we're playing Destiny. If you can't take any more... Oh, this is basically when we're done with everything. I will tough it out and stay. Oh, this room's different. Oh, it's different. Okay. Tilly, the name of one half evil and Tracy to name the other, child twins of crafty dollmaker and tricked by a wicked mother. 7 years they laughed and played until all innocence ripped away as mother beckoned to call them near, gathered round, ear to ear, words trickled like venom from mother's tongue. I command my daughters to slay. Tracy grabbed the kitchen shears. To grandmother's room her shadow neared. Creaked the door slowly cracked as the child prepared for attack. Grandma sleeping in her bed, a peaceful look upon her head. Mother will be proud of me, thought Tracy, without sympathy. And just then she lunged, shears in hand. A lifetime ended with final grain of sand. Hourglass floweth with sands of time. Grandmother's throat slit in perfected line. She gurgled with blood in her throat. Words escaped not from neck crimson soaked. Tracy gazed upon death's eyes with a smile, knowing mother's heart she would beguile. It's a bit messed up. If you hear them, hide. If you hear them, hide. Alright. Tilly next, mother called, to beckon child within the walls, kept hidden away from chance of aid. No soul knew, no duke nor maid. The wire wrapped from fingertips, to suffocate terror, choke and rip. Around the neck the wire goes, severed head rolled over toes. Tilly was born for this, more vile, toxic, twisted than cis. Joy only followed in death's wake, conscience, empathy, weakness forsake. Can't interact with this again? Okay. There's not much else to explore. Oh, here's the mirror. You must follow these instructions very carefully. It is of the utmost importance, so pay close attention. You must write the names Tracy and Tilly on your piece of paper. Anywhere on the paper's fine. Now look into your mirror and stare deeply into your own eyes. Do not break eye contact with yourself while you do this. Repeat the following words 6 times over, Jesus. Tracy, Tilly, I invite you to play. Once you repeat these words 6 times, you may break eye contact and come back to your device. Make sure the room is entirely dark as you do this. If the lights are on, they may not reveal themselves to you. They make their presence known to you, ignore them entirely, and quickly revert back to your device to continue the rituals. They watch you from the mirror. Oops. Oh, the bed. Grandmother's bed, warm, lovingly fluffed, hardened, blood-stained sheets, screams echoed yet muffled, soul retreating from empty, cold, barren husk, sunshine painted on misery, dawn painted on dusk. Her feet dissected, corpse desecration, blood flows to next destination. Clotted, frugally spent, stingy veins on sharing, a little girl watches, lone uncaring. First victim down, many to go, her own flesh and blood, reaped not sown. Floodgates of laughter filling silent abyss. A feeling of sorrow has gone amiss. Can you hear grandmother's feet dragging across your floor? Listen carefully. Oh, shit. This is new. So what, we do a ritual and a new thing pops up? Interesting. Okay. Teddy bear shared, teddy bear torn, from jagged edge and twisted thorn. Father made a bear for them, a stitch of fabric neatly hemmed. Teddy bear shared, teddy bear sought, a war for teddy bear often fought. The girls of evil of heart and ill intent, teddy bear to the dungeon was sent. Rescue Teddy from the depths, dark, dangerous, and hidden kept, wooden stairs of rick and wreck, painful nails of rust intact. Bloody foot travels step by step to rescue Teddy bear from the depths, but mother waited in darkness shade, and girl's intent was transparent made. Teddy torn and Teddy tattered, the girl's heart's whole now left shattered. Vengeance sought till vengeance gained, a bitter thought of malice remained. Interesting. Watch your objects. If they move on their own, you know they're here. Do we go back to the mirror? No. It's the bed. In case my earlier warning was not clear, do not light candles. If you have candles lit, blow them out. Do not have fire around you when performing these rituals. Candles are often used in many rituals, not excluding demonic. Bear that in mind and continue your exploration. Oh shit, the bookcase. I feel like new stuff is popping up. So it is written, so it shall come to pass. You've embarked upon a journey you may not escape. Rituals pulled from wicked deeds written in spite, hatred, malice, vengeance, and all things unholy. You must finish what you've started. You cannot quit, you cannot surrender, for if you stop the process now, they will never leave. By accepting the agreement, you made a pact with the twins. You did not know what you were doing, but they did. They're watching you now. They can hear you, see you, they're waiting. Have you seen them move in the shadows? Have you heard the pitter-patter of their little feet? The gateway is opened. You were warned, yet you chose to accept the agreement anyway. I'm sorry for all those affected by their vileness. I could not let them haunt me any longer. Their witch, their mother, is the same woman responsible for so much misery in the world today. Helgra von Stein, mother of the twin evils, wicked witch of the bog, destroyer of innocence, twister of fates, and summoner of the demonic. I had no other choice. She haunts my dreams, they all do. Her demons, her spawn, her curses. You will see them at night, you know. You will see them when you close your eyes. They will forever haunt your dreams until you stop them. And how do you stop that which does not want to be stopped? You continue onward into the most uncomfortable of moments, leading through ritual after ritual as asked of you. A regretful message from a friend. Good luck. Oh, Helgra's made another appearance. I'm watching you. Can you hear their laughter? Do not run. Alright. Anything new? Oh, yep, cake. Bloody birthday kisses from wicked lips, crimson-stained mouth from bloody sips, cake topped with flesh baked in bloody bowls, infused with essence of screaming granny souls. Bloody birthday girls with bloody birthday smiles, crimson-stained floorboards over bloody-stained stiles, bloody birthday gifts from bloody birthday hands, bloody ponytails neatly woven onto bloody bands. Bloody birthday candles blown with bloody birthday wishes. Jesus, bloody gifted pets such as dogs, cats, and bloody fishes. Bloody celebrations with bloody birthday screams. Bloody birthday cakes topped with bloody birthday creams. That was a fucking tongue twister. Holy fuck. Watch your objects. Okay. Oh, we got a letter now. You must follow these instructions very carefully. You must write the words Happy Birthday, Tracy, and Tilly upon the paper you've been using for the rituals. Now look into your mirror and stare deeply into your own eyes. Do not break contact with yourself while you do this. Repeat the following words 6 times over. Happy birthday, Tracy and Tilly. Come and claim your gift. Once you repeat these words 6 times, you may break eye contact and come back to your device. Make sure the room's entirely dark. If the lights are on, they may not reveal themselves to you. You may hear the girls around you as they look around for what they wish to take from you. Hopefully it's not too severe. Huh. What have they taken? Keep an eye out for things going missing. That one didn't get me. I'm kind of surprised. Oh, this is new. A favorite toy of the twins were dolls made so well, father stitched in stone until fingers began to swell. Hours upon hours of craft, rip, tear, and break. Once completed, washed and scrubbed in mother's wicked lake. Dolls pristine and dolls beloved by twins with glee. Dolls with glass eyes and resin moving as if set free. Dolls that walk and dolls that run. Dolls free to roam. Dolls that stalk and dolls that hung from ropes around their home. The dolls hanging from ropes is a classic, witch thing. The dolls are watching you. I like the aspect that something new is added every time you interact with something. I greatly enjoy that. Little dress for little twin, little dress but not of sin, little dress upon little frame, little evil plays little games. Little laughter from little lips, little hands around scissors grips, little slash and little tear, little whispers and little stares. Little blood and garments worn, little skin from bodies torn, little brain pulled from little nose, little flesh-wrapped frames struck little pose. That was weird. You can hear their screams still in the quiet night air. Okay. Oh. Just when finished and finally made, with doll's hair spun into a braid, upon little head of twin it did lay, as tormented father began to pray. What have I done? Said father dear, as wicked mother smiled from shadows near. A masterpiece crafted, said wicked mother, from evil lips touted from one lover to another. Our daughters' dolls, their dolls in flesh, upon wire frame I spun and meshed, and by your decree I claimed their life. How can I forgive myself, my beloved wife? Evil were, evil still, even gone persists their will. Oh. Tormented man hung from ceiling high, by noose of grip his neck did cry, ringing of ears and snap of bone, from high above stairs his body prone. Forgiven not, forgotten never, life and guilt refused to sever. Upon floors of creek his spirit haunts, his wicked mother smiles with wicked taunts. A foolish man beguiled by love, heartstrings tugged, pushed and shoved, A witch of venom her words did pour, but with misery hath her burdens bore. You can hear his body sway with the creak of the rope. It is of utmost importance that you do as I beg of you, as I do not have much time to explain what is going on here. You must break the curse set by Helgra von Stein. This is one of many that you've begun to cast upon yourself. Not only does her spirit haunt your residence, but so does that of her evil daughters and her tormented husband. You did not know what you were dealing with when you began this process, and for that I am deeply regretful. If you see her, do not speak to her. If you hear her children, do not listen. If you see their father, do not stare into the eyes of misery. They will haunt you forever if you do not finish your task. Please, you must put an X through every word written thus far on your paper. You must put an X through the symbol you drew. This will not buy you much time, but it will make it harder for the demonic entities to read as the X changes the symbol in words. Continue onward or you will never escape their hauntings. I'm here. If you thought this was bullshit, you were wrong. I'm sorry. Oh, we got a full table. A ring placed upon little finger, necklace placed around a neck of singer, a painful wail did leave her throat as cries of fear to the top did float. Twins of evil made into dolls, drowned in lakes and made to crawl upon land where spiked and blood was strained to make rosy lipstick of painful stain. Beautiful in life, but forever beautiful in death. In crimson moonlight the words were said, wicked mother cast wicked spells upon heads cursed with wicked bells. A ringing in the ear and bucket of blood did pour from vein like dams did flood. Daughters rose from dead of night to haunt forevermore and spread their blight. If your jewelry goes missing, they're still with you. Oh, another full table. We're getting close. Dagger cut and hatchet sliced, cartilage snapped and bone diced, fingers ripped from sunken holes, conscience spent to pay the toll. Workshop of father, mother's play, daughter's prison, their souls did stay, buried bones in boxes neat, wasted parts to dogs for treats. Jesus Christ. The more you know, the less safe you become. Bucket of blood drained from the vein, father's pleads and cries in vain, mother's wishes rose to the top upon wicked throne, her envy hot. Jealous of her beautiful twins, mother drained them of their sins, punishment for beauty greater than own, to live as dolls forever alone. Cast from father's sight they were, with wicked tongue did hatred spur, on the night of envy the girls were gone, the queen hung the king, treated as pawn. Talk to me. So much misery, so much death, it is now your burden. Evidence buried deep underground, evidence burned, silent as sound, clues in blood written upon page, rituals set the newfound stage. You've unlocked the final seal, you've pushed phantoms to world of real, you've let loose evil into your home, you've trusted those who now free roam. A curse is cast upon thy head, a curse from wicked demons said, a curse from upon your house is cast, ungrave the girls, engrave them fast. You must hurry, time is not on your side. I think that's oh shit. Dolls are there. Interesting. You managed to make it to the end, or at the beginning. However, I have some good news and some grave news. The good news is if you've managed to complete all the rituals, you've bought yourself a little bit more time to escape what you've managed to unknowingly unleash into your life. The grave news is if you did not complete the rituals properly and skip through them, you've got much less time to sort it all out than you realize. Either way, there's one way and one way only to break the curse Helgra has convinced you to bestow upon your livelihood. I use the term break the curse loosely, as the curse can never truly be broken. However, it can be passed on. If you want the twins to leave, you must offer them another person in return. You must find someone else to carry out the same rituals presented here and follow all of the instructions laid out before them, just like you. This was the only way I could get them to stop haunting me. I had to make this. I didn't want to, but I had to protect those around me and protect myself. Helgra wanted me to help spread her will, and it wasn't a choice. I had to do what she commanded, but I thought if I could find a way to lay this all out simply, then people like you could just keep passing her on and on and on and stay safe. The problem is you don't have an infinite amount of time. Time is not on your side at all, actually, and Helgra wants to pay her debt. She can be in many places at once. Trust me, she's with you now. Since the very moment you accepted that agreement, the portal was already open and she's been watching you the entire time. Maybe you've already seen her, maybe the twins, the father. Maybe she's appeared in your head, maybe you've heard her voice. She will haunt your dreams, she will not let you sleep, and she will never leave until she gets what she wants. You must find someone to pass her on to and write their name down on the piece of paper you use for these rituals. Do not tell them anything about this session. Do not tell them what to expect. Just tell them what they must complete, what they've started. You can be there with them to help guide them through if you wish, but they must finish it in order for her to leave you alone. Once they've completed the rituals, you must tear up the piece of paper you used with their name written on it and throw it away somewhere that will never be found. It is not safe to leave laying around. You've come very far. I wish you the best of luck in getting rid of her now. Pass these rituals on to someone else before she takes you. Following names. that made my heart go ee, but not as bad as the first time when I wasn't expecting it. But that is the twins. And so the blue one must be Tracy because she has the kitchen shears, and the red one must be Tilly because her hand is all bloodied up. So that's it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like down below if you did. Comment on if you believe the legend, because this all had to come from somewhere. The legend of Helgra. Comment down below if you believe in this stuff. Maybe we can have some insightful conversation. The stables are now closed. I hope you all are having a great one, and I will see you when they open next. Whee!